Okay, hi, this is Adelaide Carew. I'm so sorry for taking so long to get back to you with reviews on things, but I'm back and I'm ready to start my review on Wither. I don't exactly have the book with me right now, but you can Google it up and see how it looks like and read the synopsis. So basically, what it is, it's about the not the a distant future, only like a couple of generations from now, basically. The scientists find a way to cure people of certain diseases, or basically all diseases, and in that, they end up creating a new disease that hits everyone at age 20 or 25. Well, the males are at age 25, they get this new disease, and then the women get the disease at age 20, and the human race is dying off really quickly. So now they're basically trying to experiment on babies to try and find a way to, kill this new disease. And I actually kind of like this type of dystopian novel compared to a lot of the others. I think I like this concept, I don't know, a little bit more because I totally see how this could really just happen. I mean, science has had a history of meddling in people's lives and things that they really shouldn't be doing, like, them trying to make clones of people, or like, you know, them using technology to try and change a baby's features before they're born. So I can totally see how, in the not too distant future, how this could just randomly backfire. And that's basically what happens with this novel. And them trying to solve all of the diseases, they basically create a new one that kills off the human race. So they do have the original people, ones who did not receive the treatment, the old generation or something like that, who are still like living their long lives. But everyone who was born and had the medication, I'm guessing before they were born, who took the medication, are being born with that, and it's continuing on throughout with their own offsprings, on and on and on. So it's kind of like a race to figure out the cure for this. So in that, girls are being kidnapped off the street in their teenage years, sold into prostitution or child brides, where the male, someone who's like really rich, for example, can buy a few brides and try and have as many kids as possible to try and preserve the human race. So there's a sense of, are you really doing a bad thing here? Because we really are just trying to repopulate the earth, or I mean, at the same time, you're kind of forcing people. So, it's that kind of drama. And it's like, kids stop going to school at early ages because their parents are dying really early and leaving them orphan, and they're not going to live that long anyway. So what's the point of really just staying in school after the first few years or something? So anyways, this follows Rhine. She's kidnapped from a job interview, and she is sold into being a child bride. And the guy she's sold to is basically Lyndon. Um, okay, I'm going to spoil this a little bit, but it's not really a spoiler, but it's going to be some spoilers in here, because, yeah. So anyways, we basically come to find out that Lyndon's father is really the scientist, the mastermind of a whole bunch of things. Lyndon doesn't quite know how he acquired these brides, and he doesn't find it unusual that they're here to marry him, because lots of kids who grow up orphans, are like, I'm not going to live long, let me just go become a teen bride. I mean, it's not uncommon to give your child to scientists for them to do experiments on for money. It's not uncommon for it. So he's just thinking that, okay, these girls volunteered, where in fact all of them were kidnapped. The older one, Jenna, she was 18. Ryan is like 16, and then the youngest one, Cecily, is 13. So, and he's 21, and his first wife was dying, who's like 20 years old, because she's dying at the age 20. So basically, I guess I'm going to skip a lot of the book detail and just get into the discussion topics, because the book detail, is pretty much explanatory. At the end of the day, there's a lot of book reviews that get that. Let's get to the character development. Cicely, I actually kind of liked her. Although she was like possibly the meanest one there, she's not exactly that mean. She's just really young and naive, and she grew up an orphan, and this is a dream come true to her. Basically, I mean, she's not at all mad at all where she is, or the situation of having sister wives and stuff like that. And then Lyndon, the husband, he's actually quite nice, because when he was supposed to consummate the relationship, the marriage with Ryan, and Ryan was like, I'm not doing that, he was like, sure, and they go like an entire year of being married and not consummating it. I mean, that's just being really nice and patient, because, yeah. And then, he's nice to Jenna and stuff, but they don't really have much going on there at all. But the part that disturbed me is the fact that the 21-year-old got the 13-year-old pregnant, which was weird and kind of creepy. The part that annoyed me the most, though, was like how Ryan basically interrupts Jenna and Lyndon not knowing that they're there together, and it's just like supposed to be taken as so normal and stuff like that, and I was like, yeah, this is just weird. You can't, I like Lyndon, but I can't end up liking Lyndon if I'm seeing this. You know what I mean? If it was something really cute and he was all like, oh, I'm not going to do anything with the other sister wives, and then you end up finding that at the very end of it, and you're like, oh, he must have really liked her. But no, he was doing something with Cicely, Jenna, all the freaking time. I mean, and that's just kind of annoying me. It's kind of like, okay, really? I know you're a dude, but, ugh, whatever. So, I think those are one of the things that didn't quite make me root for him, because I liked him, he was nice, but I was kind of like, yeah. Another thing is people kept saying that Ryan was falling in love with him. I feel like it was a very interesting line that was being moved there, because I don't know if she was really falling in love with him or learning to care about him. She's a very warm person who has a big heart, who cares about a lot of people. The entire time she was there, she had her game face on. She never once really doubted, am I going to leave or not? She was just more of, when am I going to leave? I want to leave when everyone is okay and everything is great. And that's what she did, when it was the perfect time, and she left, she made sure everyone that was around her was perfectly fine and okay. And she also kind of felt pity for him. I mean, there were a lot of things, he didn't really have like a big personality or anything, and he was really sad off of his first wife's death, and he was just really sheltered a lot. So it was kind of like, I don't know, did she take pity on him in a sense and also begin to care for him? It could have been that as well. I mean, she can't possibly say she hates him. He's really nice. He's really, really super nice. So, I mean, I can't ever see her not liking him. So maybe it confused it with feelings of romantic, or we don't know. We have to really wait. Now, for Team Gabriel, I can see why she kind of went for him. He's the only other male there that's going through what she's going through. He was forced into what he's forced into, and she could talk to him and lean on him, because right now she was missing her twin brother, another guy that she could lean on. And they just had a lot in common with being poor for most of their lives, and not having parents with them at all. And at the end of the day, I can definitely see how she leaned on him. So I can't really say she was in love with Gabriel, but he gave her the emotional support she needed at the time, because simply for the fact they had a lot in common. So it's just very evenly ended there. So for the first time, I can't really say whose team I'm on until I finish reading the second book, which I haven't started yet. As for Lyndon, I think the main thing that may keep me from not voting for him is the whole Cicely thing. He cannot try and get with Cicely if he cannot try and get with Rain or whatever if he's still carrying on with Cecily. So I don't know, they're gonna have to try and find a way to break those two up, you know, because I can't see it as it being as romantic if he's still being married to Cecily. So those two have to find a way to break up. That's all I have to say. And people ask the number one question: he's so really nice, he didn't even organize this, why didn't she just tell him and he would help her like escape? Yes, he could have done that. Maybe he would have done that. Maybe being the exact word. First of all, he's spineless and he's sheltered. Okay, his father tells him that he had an incident in the pool when he was like really young, and he himself cannot remember this, and that's why he should never ever go in the pool. This dude actually never ever goes in the pool, like, ever in his life, and doesn't even want to attempt it just because his dad made that comment. And it was like, okay, if you're really not willing to test whatever it is your dad is saying to you, then you're really never going to stand up to your dad, you know? And he's only really even known Rain for like a year. So she doesn't know how much of a hold she has over him to know, okay, this is a strong enough hold that he's going to stand up to his father for him. Even his first wife, Rose, who he was with for like all their childhood, didn't even tell, I'm pretty sure didn't tell Lyndon half the things that she believed about his father, that his father was doing behind their backs, because what is he going to do? He's not going to stand up to his dad and like help her. She kept a lot of things a secret, like how she believes that it was him that killed their first child. So if the dead wife can't even trust Lyndon to help her out of those situations, Rain knows that he may not have the backbone for it, you know, because in accepting that his father did these things, he has to accept that his father is a villain, and she does not think that he would do a thing like that. So that's why she did not say, that's why she didn't tell anyone, or especially him, what was really going on, and in return, that's why she didn't get any help. That's why she had to be sneaky about everything. And once again, I love her role. She's very strong, she's very confident, and she's smart. The entire time, I feel like everything she did made sense to the escape plot. They didn't try and like move us around too much and be like, okay, and this happens out of nowhere. No, it was very straightforward, and she knew what she was headed for, and you know, she was really smart in her way of escaping at the very end of it all. And I had no idea how this could possibly continue or go on. But I am excited to read the next book. Thank you, and subscribe.